Welcome back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price. Talking to you and your business. Going to spend some time with my good friend, the one and only Charles Alvarez. And he is with Cornerstone Business Academy and always brings great guests to the program. Do you want to mention that I think what you do, Charles, is awesome. I can speak from first-hand experience, helping businesses navigate and take themselves to the next level. I can say that in my own business, and I can say that for others as well. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and then introduce us to your guest today.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Kevin. I appreciate it. We basically work with businesses to increase their sales 20 to 30% by putting more money in their pocket. And speaking of putting more money in your pocket, it is the one and only Mr. O'Connor with O'Connor Associates, who is the leading company on cutting your real estate taxes. Patrick, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
You're kind of the leader in this. There's now a lot of Johnny-come-latelys in the Houston market, but I remember you as one of the first.
Yes, we're about 10 times as large as our second largest competitor, so there are a lot of other smaller firms, but we're the largest by an order of magnitude.
That's fantastic. Kind of tell us the history of O'Connor & Associates.
Well, the evolution was initially real estate brokerage and then real estate data, and we have a number of real estate databases that we continue to publish, and then real estate appraisal, and then the property taxes, which we started in 1992. So we've been doing that for about 22 years now.
Charles, your question?
So, Patrick, tell us about the people out there who are saying that, well, I can go out there and fight my own taxes, and I can do this. Why do I need to pay somebody else to do this, especially an O'Connor & Associates? What would be your response to that, Patrick?
Our biggest competition is not other tax firms; it's apathy. And I would tell the people who want to do it, go right ahead. It's not. It doesn't take rocket science. All you have to do is do some research and show up. But only about 20% of homeowners protest. So the service we bring is to go and navigate the bureaucracy and deal with people who are sometimes reasonable and sometimes unreasonable. And also we appeal every year. So in some years you get someone who's reasonable and you go, wow, that was pretty easy. And the next year you go back and you get someone who's not going to agree to any reduction no matter what. And it just turns into a very frustrating situation. So we are the people who show up for you each and every year and make it something that you don't have to do.
I'm surprised that big of a percentage actually appeal because even though it doesn't require rocket science, it does take time. It does take the ability to research. It does take being willing to be at certain places at certain times. It would seem to me that the value added of what you guys do, representing several at the same time, is just a huge, huge opportunity for them not only to save money, to get better negotiated deals in the process, but even more importantly, for me at least, is to save time.
The time saving is the biggest issue because, and especially the way Harris County Appraisal District does it now, is they have two separate meetings, one for the informal hearing and then one for the formal hearing. So if you don't get it resolved the first time, you can be looking at 2 half days off work to go and show up at the appraisal district. So the time savings is a huge factor, and because of the time required, a lot of people just decide it's not worth the bother and opt out.
Right, and then they just take a beating. Go ahead, Charles.
So, Patrick, for those listeners that are interested in, having O'Connor & Associates fight their taxes on their behalf, kind of tell us, what does the process look like and how does it work?
Well, someone can either call us or sign up online. They'll get a new client package, and it will have information on how the process works. It will include a survey form for their property to give them a chance to tell us about any issues with the property, and they can also email in photographs. And they fill out 2 forms. One is an agreement with us, and the second is a agreement to let us represent them at the appraisal district. And after that, we really take care of it for them, and we send them information on the results. And then at the beginning of each year, we send them information on the initial value. So we're in touch with the clients about 3 times a year. And what many of our clients like best is after an initial 5-minute contact and filling out a couple of forms, is it just sort of operates in the background without them having to do any work and without them having to go and visit the appraisal district office.
Very interesting. What kind of the thing that I think is awesome about companies like yours is that they your clients don't spend any money unless you save money. Correct? Talk a little bit about how that works.
Yes, we work. There are other options, but for 95% of our clients, they work on a contingency fee basis. So we have every motivation to get them a reduction. There's a great alignment of interest, and if we're not able to save them money, we're not able to keep the doors open and stay in business. So we're strongly motivated to get the best possible reduction. We don't succeed every year for every client, but most years we do get reductions for most of the clients.
Yeah, but on the years you don't succeed, you're not making any money from the client either.
That's correct, and they at least have the benefit of knowing that someone prepared, showed up, and tried to get a reduction. And without going into detail, our file for each house is typically about 30 to 70 pages of information.
Wow.
So we do a lot of in-depth research and compile a lot of information for each hearing.
No risk, lots of opportunity to save money. I think it's great. I appreciate you spending time with us today, Patrick, telling us about your company. That's cutmytaxes.com. Charles Alvarez, he is with Cornerstone Business Academy, cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. And thanks to both of you gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
Great segment as usual, Charles.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you. And Patrick, thanks for being on our show. That was fantastic.
When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here. It shows up over there at USDataReview.com, including this great interview. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter.
We want to multiply.